Hi, I'm Jemma from Spot Dev and welcome to Service Hub, but not as you know it. This short series is going to look at the ways that you can leverage the amazing tools and functionality of Service Hub outside of that traditional customer service, customer success, customer query process that everyone associates with Service Hub. A commonality that I see day to day when working with different businesses and companies is that even enterprise level HubSpot users, their service hub is usually 9 times out of 10 the most underutilized hub in their suite. A lot of focus and time and energy and planning and strategy goes into marketing and sales, and quite rightly, that's getting in the leads and closing those deals, which is a requirement of nearly every single business. So really what I wanted to do was shine a spotlight and give a bit of love to Service Hub and just show you some of the ways that you could use it, even if you don't have a dedicated customer service or customer query team. A lot of companies think Service Hub won't serve them because they don't have that functionality within their business. So here are a few ways that you can use it. Today we are going to look at recruitment. So I've made us a lovely example recruitment pipeline in Service Hub in our demo account. This is all test data, so it's all made up. But you can see here that we are using the native ticket object, and that is within Service Hub. And that gives you access to this lovely pipeline where you can see really clearly how many candidates in this case are in each stage. Now, if you've used Sales Hub and worked with the deal property, you'll be very familiar with this pipeline style of working. And you might think, well, why don't I just use the deal object and create a different pipeline? So you can see here in tickets, I've created a specific recruitment pipeline. Why not do that in deals? While there's nothing physically stopping you from doing that, I would strongly not recommend that. Any deal pipeline you create that hasn't been made to close deals and close them quickly and get them over the line, it's really going to negatively impact your deal KPIs and your HubSpot reporting. Obviously, the end game for a deal pipeline and a recruitment pipeline are very different, and you don't want to start messing up your deal close rate or time in deal stages because you're trying to make it fit for something it doesn't really fit with. But tickets works really well for recruitment. So if you have Service Hub Pro or Enterprise and you are not using Service Hub, recruitment is definitely something that you could look at if you handle your recruitment in-house, or even if you use an agency. It's just a really good way to keep track of your candidates. So here we have a pipeline. We can see where everyone is. And I'm just going to click into Mark Adams here, who we've actually already hired. Congratulations, Mark. And you'll see that we've got a little timeline here. I've done a custom view and I've created some custom properties that are all time stamping what happens to Mark on his journey. So we can see here that we've got the date of his application. We can see that the person looking after the application said that we require an interview. That triggered a lovely email to Mark asking him to book in his interview with the business. We can see when that was sent. We can see when the interview was booked, and then we can see when he was offered. It made a formal offer and sent a contract, and then when he was hired. Now this is an example. This probably has moved quicker than most recruitment processes, but you can see here that we've got these really thorough timestamps, and that's just going to allow you to be able to do some really great reporting on your recruitment process. Is it a really long time between interview booked and offer and contract? Are there any blockers there that you can look at fixing? Or like this example, is it perfect and is all completed in 3 weeks? Also, we can use these to automate emails to those candidates and, of course, automate internal notifications. So we've got here that the hiring lead for this particular job is John Kelleher. And what would happen is when the interview has been booked, what we can do is trigger an internal notification to John once that interview is complete to ask him for his feedback and, you know, whether this person should be hired, etc. So there's some really great automation that you can leverage in Service Hub using workflows, which is really great. But also what you can do, and again, if you've used Deals, this will be familiar to you. You can put requirements on what needs to be completed or what needs to be known about a candidate to move them to the next stage. And that's really going to stop you from getting to the end and not having the full picture of what's happened to this person and who they've spoken to and what they've been offered, etc. So if I go to Joshua here and I try and move him into offer and contract, it's going to tell me that I need to confirm the salary offer before HubSpot will let me move it into the offer and contract. So we're going to offer £50,000 to Joshua. I feel like that's quite reasonable. Not sure what his job title is. Marketing manager? Yeah, I feel that's reasonable. So now he's moved into offer and contract. We know what his salary offer is. So you can use that to then trigger an email to your candidate with the formal offer using those lovely personalization tokens that you'll get in HubSpot marketing emails. For this, you could really benefit from a transactional email add-on. But either way, you can trigger an email to Joshua with his formal offer, quoting the salary and quoting the job title, and really saving time that you'd be using drafting those individually. The same for if someone gets moved into rejected, you can send an automated rejection letter complete with all the personalization tokens that you would need, just saving up that time of that individual or of that team that is currently doing this all manually using, you know, Outlook and things like that. So if you are a medium small business, you have your own internal HR team or maybe just a HR human, and you think that you could utilize these tools and functionalities in HubSpot, then recruitment is definitely a process that can be moved into HubSpot Service Hub fairly easily. If you do want any help with doing that, you can drop me a message and I'll be happy to give you any advice on how to start doing that. And just, yeah, making the most out of Service Hub. Go in today, show it some love. And yeah, I'll be back with the next Service Hub, but not as you know it soon.